Life is a winding road. No telling where it goes.
She played. There you go, cussing. Good morning, everybody. Today we are starting the vlog out in Publix. I'm like, what am I waiting on to open up the vlog, you guys? So we're in Publix. Today is Sunday, February 19th, and it is about like, I left the house at about like 9:35. I think it's about like 9:45 or 9:50 now. But it's 55 degrees, no coat on or no jacket for me. I'm feeling fine. I think we're getting up into the 60s today. But I'm at the Publix and I'm picking up some veggies, you guys, particularly green veggies. Y'all. So y'all coming along with me on this veggie grocery haul. And yeah, let's get to shopping. So far I selected a butternut squash, and I like this little baby here. Not too big, just a regular size one. That really doesn't matter because butternut squash are really thick. Their skin is really thick, so it doesn't matter. You get that right on off. All those little like imperfections and dents there, that's nothing there. And then a couple sweet potatoes here, and then broccoli here, and then zucchini and squash. So that's what we're working with, and let's get our leafy greens. Those are really attractive, really pretty green leaves there. And I wanted to show you guys these leaves here. These leaves are very different. This is kale, organic kale, but they look extremely different from this kale here. So there are different variations of green leafy greens. Yep, and those are those there. And I like the bumpiness. They look really different. I wonder how they taste. Very bumpy, very different. So let's get a bag here. And I already saw the one that I like. This one right here. I like the ones where the leaves aren't too beat up. So that's the one I'm gonna get there. Trying to think of what else I need. I'm just like really intrigued by that kale there. Have you guys ever seen that kale before? I've never seen that kale, and I recently asked my good friend Evita what is bok choy, so I get to see what bok choy is. I've seen them before, but I just didn't know what it was, like off site. Okay, then we'll get a head of cauliflower. Make our air fried cauliflower. We love that. Spinach in the bag. Get some spinach. I am looking for mustards and turnips, but I can't seem to find mustards and turnips, and I definitely don't like the mustards and turnips in the bag because they just have so many stems, and it's just, I don't like fishing through those stems. It's just annoying, super annoying. But I do see like turnip greens in the bag here. Let's take a closer look. Let me turn you guys. So they don't look too bad, I guess. I just don't like fishing through them with all those different stems. Don't feel like it. And they do have kale in the bag. I could get these. I don't know. I've never had kale in the bag either. They have a lot of stems. And they also have collards in the bag too. I don't see a lot of stems in here, but a lot of times those stems are hidden, so I don't even want to. I like to pick my own greens. I don't like to get greens from the bag. So I saved a whopping $3 here at Publix, and now we're off on our way to Walmart because they didn't have the actual mustards and turnips that I'm looking for. So let's head over to Walmart really quickly. So we made it to Walmart, you guys, and I think their mustards and turnips are looking pretty decent today. Let's sift through them and see what we can find. Do you guys know the difference between your leafy greens? We're gonna chop it up about that when I get to the house. But this little bushel looks pretty decent here, so not too bad. So we'll try that one. Show them a little love and clean them up real good. Gotta try this bushel and this bushel here. I'll clean them off and wash them off real good. So the turnips definitely are looking good today, y'all. Let's see. We'll get this bushel here. I only need one thing of turnips. They look pretty good, y'all. So we're all packed up. Got our mustards and turnips and ready to go. Pick up a couple peppers today, you guys. Looking real cute. So, do you know your leafy greens? Now, I showed you guys two kinds of kale. That organic kale that I was like really just, I couldn't believe that they have kale that looks like that. I mean, it looked really vibrant as far as the color, but I just never seen that kale before. Not to say that it isn't like a thing or whatever, but some of these organics, I don't know if they're manufacturing them just like my little plant over there. I found out she's pretty much IVF. I'm not sure if you're manufacturing these plants out here, and these foods and greens and vegetables and all that stuff, plants and stuff. But so if you didn't know your leafy greens, I'm here to tell you and show you what they all about. Okay, so these babies here, so super pretty. You see that vibrant color, you guys? Curly, curly, curly mustards. Okay, so these are your mustard greens. They're curly. They're usually a lighter green. They're a finer, thinner texture of a green. Super pretty. So let's open them up a little bit and pick these greens, y'all. Like I said, I don't know if you could hear me in the store. I'm going to repeat that a little bit. I like to actually pick my own green. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Isn't that so pretty? The color is so vibrant. So pretty. Look at that. So curly. That's why they get their name. They're pretty curly roughage kind of a thing there. And sometimes they are not always like curly, but for the most part they are. So this is a pretty good leaf here. And when you run a little water on it, a little like water that's cool, not too hot, it becomes like hydrated and it really looks pretty in. Hold on, let me show you the difference. Here we come. Look at that. Oh my goodness. See that? The hydration. So super pretty. And again, this is a mustard green. And we here to pick these greens, baby. When I grew up, my grandmother had us picking greens real young. All right. And so we would start at the end of the stem, which this is a pretty good stem here. Pretty clean. Wherever they farmed this from, pretty good. They did good. It didn't come with a lot of grit and dirt. There's no grit on this at all. So wherever Walmart is getting their leaves from, I pretty much like Walmart greens, leafy greens. But anyway, so we'll start here and work our way down the leaf. This is how my grandma showed me. You take your pinchers here, okay, fine motor skills. Let's get them together. Make sure they work. Get your pinchers, okay? That's what we're working here, pinchers. And we're going to take the leaf, separate it down the stem. This is like a stem or a vein. So down the stem and just break away, break away, break away, break away. And then right about there where the leaf actually is at its thinnest point, you want to just break it off. And you want, for us, we keeping the stem. Because I'm going to boil that and make some pot liquor. If you know, you know. So then this is what you're left with, right? This is pretty much the leaf without the stem or that vein. And it's still really pretty, vibrant. Sorry I'm not paying attention to you guys and my camera is in that direction. But I'm also trying to look at my leaf as well. Because normally I pay attention to you guys in the camera, okay? That's just what I do. Curly mustard green, leafy green. And this is a mustard green. Too cute. So we'll put that there, over there to the side. Got my little cutting boards out just to keep them safe while we are picking them. Now this baby here is a turnip green, okay? This is a bushel of turnip greens. Turnip greens, when you're cooking them, can be a bit bitter, but these are some really pretty leaves here. Really, really pretty. So let's take a look at the actual leaf and see what the leaf looks like. Again, must have came from a really good farming source here. Not a lot of like little, sometimes the insects, we all in the circle of life, honey, and they try to eat right along with us. They will, you know, like bite little holes in them. But that's just them trying to eat too. You know, it's no big deal if you have that, you know, if you see that in your greens sometimes. Just, you know, you can either pull it off, pick it off, or work around it. But this is a turnip leaf here. Look how pretty and vibrant that is. So cute. So okay, so look, there's the leaf there. It's like really a thicker vein. This is a thicker leaf, right? It's not thin like the curly one, and you definitely usually on a turnip don't see that roughage there, okay? That's the difference between the mustard green and the turnip green. And in my family, I don't know about yours, this is how we usually cook them together, mustards and turnips. They're both pretty much a light color green compared to like your kale or, you know, any other dark leafy green that you will cook. But yeah, so That's the difference. So let's rinse it off. Do a little wrenching it off. Gonna rinse this baby off. Okay. Not a lot of grit on this at all. I can say that. Not a lot of grit. These are really, really pretty good here. Now, back in the day when I was a little girl, okay, we helped my grandmother. She would fill up the sink with water. You just get in there and rinse them leaves off. Okay, so, but this is pretty much demonstration purposes. Look how pretty that leaf is when it's hydrated. Ah, so pretty. It's a clean leaf. Very, very, very clean leaf. No grit. I don't feel any grit. That's what, when you clean the greens, how my grandmother taught us, that's what you were doing. Getting that grit off, getting the dirt off, making sure it wasn't any insects in your greens, because these are definitely low to the ground. They come from the earth. And again, the insect, they want to eat. That's all. They're just trying to eat too. But what we don't want to do is eat them. Now, that's how that goes. So, yeah. Wow, how pretty. So, again, get your pinchers ready. Are you all ready with your pinchers? Okay, so you're going to take and separate the leaf from the stem, which is like a long, thick vein. Now, the reason why we're keeping our stems is because, first of all, it's a food source. Second of all, inflation is up, okay? And we don't have time to be wasting anything. And third of all, in this stem, so many vegetables and nutrition. It's very nourishing. But what we're going to do is we're going to still cook these, but separate. You know, we're not going to cook them together. We're separating them for a reason. Like picking the greens, we're picking them for a reason away from the stem. But we're going to still save the stem. And I'm going to make pot liquor, and we'll have like a little pot liquor juice and jus. And that's super hydrating. You can just drink it down warm, like a warm steeped tea, and enjoy your pot liquor. Like, you know, instead of having a smoothie or a juice, going to get like juice. When you're juicing, you can drink your pot liquor. I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not rambling sound like, but really trying to be as informative as possible. So, yeah, look at that leaf, though, you guys. It's so vibrant. Woo! Yeah, look at that. So pretty. A pretty, pretty, pretty green leaf. Now, to me, in my mind, my grandma and my auntie make these the best ever, okay? I make a pretty good, let me look here. Let me tell y'all something. I make a pretty good mustard and turnip green dish myself. But I'm just talking about my people. My auntie, honey, baby, and my grandma, same thing. But here's the thing with my grandmothers, because I was so young and she passed away when I was young, I just know it that her greens used to be really good and delicious. But I don't remember the taste, of course, because I was so young. But my auntie, honey, baby, I remember hers, honey. I just had some when we were at home in Detroit recently. Back here, what's that, September? So these here are collards. A thicker leaf. A thicker green. Now these the mustards and turnips came from Walmart. These came from Publix. So it's just an overall thicker leaf. And then if we have like some gardeners or people who know more than I know, just chime in, comment below, and let us all know. We all here to learn and share information. But with the collard greens, with them, these babies are a thicker leaf too as well. Let's open them up and find a really good one to share on camera. Now off the rip, gritty. Oh my goodness, I don't even think that you can see the grit. I don't know, but I can feel the grit. That's a feeling that I automatically don't like anyway, because my sensory, I don't like little rocks rolling around. So we're going to wash these really, really good. But for now, let's just take this one here. Look at that leaf. Look at that leaf. That's okay right there when you see a little bit of discoloration. It is not that bad, okay? So, wow. Let's rinse it. Oh, before we rinse it, one other thing. With a collard, you may see like a cast of white around it on the front and the back. That's what lets you know. That's an indicator to me that we're dealing with a collard, if I just didn't know. But I know that the leaf is usually thicker. Oops. But it can stand that. Like a mustard would not be able to stand this. Probably even your turnip. Because it's just, this is a thicker leaf here, right? And then you have like that stem, the vein there. And on the collard is usually more of a pronounced, thicker vein all the way through. Whiter in color or lighter in color. So let's rinse it really good. And go from there. How well do you know your greens? Comment below and let me know. I think I asked y'all that already, but comment and let us know if you know this already. And whatever else you do know, share it. Because one thing for sure, when you're cooking greens, they can be a bit bitter. Especially ones that you cook together. Like if it's mustards and turnips, sometimes they can be bitter. Definitely a kale. Kale can be bitter. And so this is, look, oh, hydration. Look at that leaf, you guys. Oh my goodness, so super pretty. Still sturdy. Super pretty. Full of vitamins. I'm going to try to scroll like what vitamins that you get in nourishment and nutrition from each leaf. So super pretty. So again, you're going to take them pictures. Now another thing, usually I think kind of sort of with a collard, you're not probably going to start all the way down at the end seeing like leaf there. Usually it's in the center. And with a collard, most times people will let me break that stem off and show you really what they really do with it. Once they break that stem off, or even they may cut it away. That's still a lot of stem for me. Hold on. What they'll do is, now I don't want too much of my stem gone because, you know, that's your vitamin. That's your nourishment, right? So we want to keep it. Now, don't be fooled with this top half because somebody may see this without the stem and think that it was the top layer of a cabbage head. Because sometimes a cabbage head can also have that thick skin. So, but I won't confuse you. This is the collard green. So usually what people will do is they'll roll it up, right? Let me, hold on. Let me get my cutting board. They will roll it up. I'm trying to think. I don't really cook collards that often. So y'all getting a little bit of extra special here. Hubby loves collards. Man, they'll roll it like that. Let me get my knife. And then what they'll do is cut it like this. Like that. And so then you have these like little rolls here. Taken apart. That's what it looks like. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll sit that there and re-rinse it. But that's what it is. It'll be two because it's, you know, both sides of the leaf. Let's unroll another one. Unroll it. And you have two because it's both sides of the leaf here. So that's what people usually do, how they cook a collard, or prepare it rather. Prepare a collard to be cooked. That's what we're doing, just preparing our greens here. Like that. This is how they do it. Right here, baby. So now let's move on because I think I have one more leaf I want to show you, which is the kale. This is the kale. I showed you that other version of a kale. I've never seen that version of a kale before, but it said organic on there. And I was not weirded out, but it was different because I've never seen it. So let's find one of the prettier leaves here. Now, kale also is a thicker leaf and is usually smaller than that collard. And like the collard, sometimes at the base of the stem, you won't really see leaf there, but in the middle and going on up. So this is a kale. Super beneficial for anemia, iron deficiency, low blood, you cold, freezing all the time, or eating ice. Baby, get you together right here. So another thing, this leaf here will have that white cast on it, and usually those veins are very thick and pronounced on a kale, on a kale leaf, right? Sturdy, very, very sturdy. Somewhat even more sturdier than that collard. Somewhat. So let's hydrate it really quickly. See what we're working with. Not too gritty. Not too gritty. I would have told you guys if I felt that grit. That's my sensory, honey. Kicking in. I would have told y'all. Oh my goodness. Now, here we have it. Super hydrated. Look at that. Wow. Isn't that pretty, you guys? So super pretty. And now, you see that curliness, roughage, super curly around the ends? Comment below and let me know of the greens that I've already showed you, which one had the curly roughage around the ends, okay? Comment below. I'm going to let y'all comment. But while y'all commenting, I'm going to go ahead and get it. It's over here, right? The mustard, okay? The mustard green is also curly, but lighter in color and thinner. You know, I don't even really want to break this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it for demonstration purposes. See, it's very, very tender, very a delicate leaf. This is a very delicate leaf. Don't take much for that leaf, but it's curly roughage on the ends. And so if you don't know it when you're out at the market, that the kale leaf also has that roughage, but it's more durable. It's a thicker leaf and it's more sturdier, if you will. And so with this leaf, you do the same thing. You just pick the leaves. The collards are the only ones in my experience that I've seen growing up and seeing them be cooked, is that you cut them in that fashion. But then you want to take that leaf away from the stem or vein, whichever one you want to call it. And that's what you're left with. And a lot of times people make kale chips with these because they do really well. I was thinking about trying kale leaves in the air fryer, but this is what you're working with. And what we do is we will break them away, maybe even freeze some of them, and we just pull them out like when we need them to add into our smoothie. Sorry, you guys, I'm going to definitely have to edit. So we'll add this to our smoothie, but you definitely can cook them. You can add these. What I like to do is add kale to my cabbage. This is how the ones that, you know, I mean, not the ones, but this is how I like to cook my cabbage with a little bit of kale in there. And for demonstration purposes, I'm going to break this leaf off here. Now, hubby, he likes to keep these leaves, those first ones. I personally don't, because then, you know, you have people in the store purchasing, they'll pick up a head of lettuce and holding it all around their hands. And I just personally, sorry about that shaking, but this part goes through a lot. So I just don't really care to actually be dealing with that or whatever, cooking it down. But it's super nourishing because the darker the leaf, the more nourishment you get from your leafy greens, right? I love my greens. I get super excited, baby, when I hear somebody making greens and cornbread, child. Look at that. And this, you see it turning a little darker color. That's because it's super ready, and sometimes with the cabbage it'll do that. Now this leaf isn't that bad, actually. I probably could like clean it a little more and prepare it to be cooked. So, but I'm gonna keep it together, and what I'm gonna do is start preparing the greens. I'm gonna take all of my stems. So far so good with the stems. I'm gonna keep them all together. And I'm going to, again, boil them down and make a pot liquor. That's it. And the juice will be my jus that I will drink throughout the week and have like a warm drink. And it just tastes like greens, honey. And you can make you some cornbread with that pot liquor. And there you go. So that's what I'll do with these. Boil them down. I won't eat them, but I will boil them down. And again, with everything being so pricey, then why would I throw this away when I can get the benefits from it? And what I've learned when I do drink my pot liquor is that it helps with soothing my stomach. It helps with flattening and digestion and detoxing. So this is a natural detox right here. When you cook these down in a little pot with some water, you can season it to your liking. I don't use meat to season anything, like smoked meats or anything to season any of my greens when I'm cooking, or my cabbage. I just have learned how to season it really well for me and hubby, and that's how we enjoy our greens. And believe it or not, you do not need meat. Like hubby, my husband always says that meat even has to be either smoked or seasoned for it to taste like something. So you don't need meat to flavor your foods. You have to do something to meat in order for the meat to give off a seasoning. But don't get me wrong, the marrow does have benefits, but it's not seasoned. You know, marrow from the bone, like chicken bone or whatever. So, but I think I'm rambling. This video is going to be extremely super duper long. I'm going to cut where I can. But so you guys, yeah, this is Carla Just Vlogging Life. I just wanted to share that with you. All of my different greens and roughage here. Oh, so pretty. I love it, you guys. I love it. This is Carla Just Vlogging Life. How well do you know your greens? Let me know, comment below. Let me know. We would sit around my grandmother's feet and pick these greens and enjoy them as our dinner. And she would give us a little bag like this here to put our stems in. And she'd say, let me see if you picked that green right. Let me see if you did it right. And you wanted to make her proud. You know, I was a good green picker. Honey, child, give me these greens. Yes, honey. I would pick them greens so good, child. And say, see, Grandma, I did it. And she would be proud of me, baby. Proud. You guys, this has been fun. I will see you guys in my next video. Non-traditional type of vloggy vlog, but nonetheless, it's a vlog. Yes, we'll see you in our next video. Peace.
Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, set the bell to all, bump. Yep, do all of that stuff.
See, some people don't like really fooling around with mustards and turnips because you have to be patient with them. These require patience. And your actual collard green over here, you just roll them up and cut them on down and they're good to go once you rinse them and clean them. But these require more patience. So sometimes people just don't, they want, you know, a little bit quick meal cooking style type of thing. They want things done quicker. But not with mustards and turnips. They're delicate. They require that love and affection. And just be patient and get ready for a real good meal, y'all. So, yeah. That's what these babies require. Love and affection. Be patient with them. People don't like to pick them though. They don't. They don't like to take their time with them because they, you know, you can start all the way down here and get that whole leaf. Some people, you know, use the knife and just cut it on the way, but
my grandmother taught us like this, to pick the leaf this way. Go straight down the leaf, down that stem. Yeah, baby. Yep. Come on now, let him show. Let him show. Get out the way, Steam. Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna go that. The best detox ever. Look at that, y'all. Yeah, baby. Get them stems going. That pot liquor. What we doing over here? All right, now. Oh, okay. They cooking and stuff.
so I can't tell you guys all the secrets, but I got a little bit of garlic in there, a little bit of onion powder. Well, garlic powder, onion powder, red pepper flakes. I'll use half of a jalapeno and the mother, citrus, ginger, apple cider vinegar. Shake it up real well, get that mother going, and have me the best pot liquor detox, y'all.
All right now, pot liquor. Come on through now.